I better hop on board and do a crop update. No till, conventionally. Beep beep. All right, so we'll start right off with grain drill corn, and most of you saw on June 5th was a Sunday, June 5th. I remember the day well. I come in here with the 510 drill and drilled in corn, and I left a space there. I thought I could get the four-wheeler up through there. Four-wheeler's 48 inches wide. I don't know, it looks about like 48 inches wide, but there is some stuff coming up in the bare spots here, and I'm okay with that. I learned a long time ago you're better off having some sort of roots in ground than bare ground, with the exception of horse nettle, pigweed, goldenrod. I mean, the list goes on. Mare's tail. As long as it's grass like this, grow. But anyways, so today is July 11th, a week after the 4th, and we're definitely knee-high. This corn's 5 weeks old. It's 90 day. You guys call it Hubner, I call it Hubner, because I speak English and not German or whatever weird language it came from. And it's looking pretty good. It is. Like I say, it's my little four-wheeler trail to get up through here. And some people are, oh, you know, the advantage to corn over soybeans is that, you know, the deer really don't eat it like they do the soybeans, and the woodchucks don't. Well, I'll agree with the woodchucks. I've never seen one single woodchuck in here eating any of these corn plants. This is all deer. It's almost like they bite it off at the base and then right there, and then suck the juice or something off of it, because they're leaving the plant lay. I don't understand it. You know, it must taste good. There's more. You know, you come through here and there's more there. I mean, it just, but anyways, this is what the 510 grain drill did. It did okay. You know, if you're really going to plant corn to pick, you know, you get away with this with ensilage corn where you're going to chop it. But if you're going to plant picking corn, yeah, you need a planter. Without a doubt, you know, because it's, you know, you'll see it'll be spaced, you know, 7 inches apart, which that's, I guess, okay, but then it'll be 2 or 3 and then 7, and then, you know, controlled spill is what it is with a grain drill. And that's fine with soybeans, because you're just going through with a beam head and picking. But yeah, and now see this bare spot here, we got pounded with water. We haven't had rain probably 2 weeks, just to set the record straight. But when we did get rain, we got about 6 inches all at once, and I mean within 12 hours. And this pulled up here, and it just rotted the seeds. So I don't know. I'm probably going to come in here with just a hand spreader and throw clover in it. Why not? Why not? Freezing's the reason. And so we'll come up here and keep on it going. Now, this is grass too. It's coming in here. I could come in with the backpack sprayer and spray this. There's some ragweed and grass growing in here. I mean, but look at the plants. I mean, yeah, they bit the ends of all these off and then left the corn laying there. It's amazing. Really, the corn don't look that bad. I mean, this stuff here is about thigh high, a couple inches above the knee high, which that's okay. It's 90 day. This stuff will mature out about September, about a week after Labor Day. This stuff will be tasseled and hassled. And no, I'm not using a gimbal, so I'm probably shaking a little bit with the camera. You have to find a way in your heart to get over it. But yeah, I mean, they've just tore this row a new one. It's gone. That's all deer. That's, you know, like this here, it's all bit off. They're biting it, and there's something there they want, like I say, like juice or something, you know. I don't know. Yep, and this was all mare's tail I sprayed and killed. I'm not going to put up with that, let that come to seed head and spread out. But yeah, really for a grain drill, I guess it's okay. You know, like I say, you come in here and chop it about 2-3 acres. All right, so probably the most eventful part of this video is going to be this no-till conventional drill update. And I'm going to use a word that simplifies it. Astonishing. Astonishing. Okay. Now, one thing worth noting, I wasn't just cutting down through soft grass and this and that. No, there's corn stalks here from last year. And the double disc openers, what I did is I made sure they were pressed down as hard as I could. And I just went slow. You know, I wasn't planting at 8 miles an hour. You know, I was probably planting it, you know, 2 or 3, just putting along. And boy, did it pound them in the ground, boy. Ooh. Now, I did turn the openers up a little bit. I figure I dropped probably 210,000 seeds an acre here. And that's going to be about 75 pounds, right in that range per acre. But either way, the long and the short of it is, it worked. And it worked a lot better than I thought it would. Especially with the corn stalks. You know, because you drop, you know, it'll drop a seed no matter what, but is it going to put it in the ground? You know, and this is all, you know, pretty good fodder in through here. And yeah, some of the beans are different sizes, but the reality is a lot of that is from wildlife eating it. Yeah, I've got probably 8-9 deer a night, 8 to 10 in the field here. Of course, ain't none of them quality, but they are mouths that are feeding themselves. But this just nice, man. This thick as thieves. The way this is looking right now, I wouldn't doubt I can get 50 bushels an acre off this no-till. And the only thing I spent was money on seed, fertilizer. Of course, everything here was lime this year. I didn't video that like I normally do. 2 tons to the acre. And my pH here is probably low ball. I'll say 6.3 to 6.5, right in that range. Potash. About 90 pounds of potash to the acre. Then you got a crop. That's just all there is to it. So let's look at the Liberty Links. Oh, the story behind the Liberty Links. Well, and there is one. Now, if you see here, there's kind of a line in the sand right about here. The taller beans, those are part of the no-till. Even though this was slightly tilled, there's about 2 rows there, 7 inches apart. That was tilled, but that was part of the no-till planting. And when I planted these, we didn't get the no-till, I should say. We didn't get rain for about 4 or 5 days, but I pounded these in the ground about 1.5 inches, which is probably a little deeper than I like, but at 1.5 inches, there was enough moisture in there for those seeds to germinate, and I got emergence faster here by about 5 days than I did over here, and it looks it. But anyway, so how this happened with the Liberty Links, and here they are, is my original thought was I was going to leave a strip about 2 acres here. I was going to leave a strip and do bulbs like sugar beets or something along those lines, or tillage radishes, something to get down in. Really, I thought that maybe even a better thing would be alfalfa with that big old taproot. But anyway, so I went to the feed mill and I said, "You got any soybeans left?" He says, "Yeah, we're selling them by the pound." I said, "Well, how much a pound?" He says, $1 a pound. I says, "Well, that ain't out of the ballpark for price." And I said, "They're Roundup ready." He says, "Well, I think so." I said, "Well, let's go look at them." So we go out there and I don't know, one of the guys there, yeah, they're it says herbicide tolerant. I said, "Yeah, they're herbicide tolerant, but that's Liberty Link." I says, "You know what, I'll take them anyway, screw it." And you can see there's some corn popping up in here, some corn in this here neck of the woods. And what happened is pretty simplistic. There was still some corn seed from when I planted corn with the grain drill. So, oh look, there goes some kind of a hawk. Weird looking hawk. But anyways, so I planted these Liberty Links. And so what I did was I went ahead and I planted them. And then about a week later, they still hadn't emerged because, well, we haven't had any rain. So I come through here and spray it anyway, and I did make a video doing that. There was some mare's tail and stuff like that over there. I've killed 90% of it. But also I come in here when I brought the cub home, and some of the stuff I was a little bit iffy on, including the no-till, and I went ahead and I took the cub over that, the 42C Woods belly mower, and got her done. And what I did, I just sprayed this before it emerged, and it is, I mean, it's 99% weed free. There is some mare's tail coming up in here, but I can tell it's dying, so I must have hit that beforehand. And but these beans are looking absolutely fantastic. I don't know what the video is going to show. I won't know till I go to edit it, but yeah, from here to that line there and out about 220 yards it's all Liberty Link. Whether I spray this or not with Liberty Link, and go actually get Liberty Link spray, I doubt it. I doubt it. I think they're canopied enough. It's funny, that corn in there though, but I think they're canopied enough. I don't look for them to get too weedy personally. All right, this is the first batch of beans that I planted, and it's about 3 acres. I come in here and I drop the hammer pretty good, as you can see. There are some little spots of weeds coming up in here. I don't think it justifies running a 300-gallon sprayer through here and crushing the beans. I could probably just load up a 5-gallon backpack sprayer and just do touch-up. But there's the line right there, and then over. These beans here are probably, they're pushing knee-high, that's for sure. And but they're doing really good. This is a crop that, I mean, again, I wouldn't expect anything less than 50 bushels. We're not even in the R1 stage yet of flowering, and that's okay. They're getting taller, they're canopied, they're going to do their own weed control. One reason I like planting beans on 7-inch rows is because you get that faster canopy. You still have to spray once, but the odds of spraying twice aren't real good unless you go super light on your planting rate. Then I left this here so I can get the 4-wheeler up through there to do whatever. Check cameras, check the other side of the property down on the other end. But yeah, these beans are rocking out. And if we were on Rumble, I'd have something that rhymes with rock out with you. Some of you are gonna get it. Most of you aren't. That's nasty. By the way, I've got 22 of these this year so far. All right, and along with that last patch we just saw, this field was also planted in the same day. Now, the difference is I went a little bit lighter here. This I planted about a unit, about 50 pounds an acre. It's doing okay. Again, we do have some grass spots right here. Looks like potential some velvet leaf coming up, more grass. This actually may constitute running the sprayer through here. I'm not backpack spraying all this and then up there and then around. This field here is about 3 acres, and I'm just not doing it. So I'll probably put, I think I can cover, because this is weed free. I mean, this is there ain't a weed in the world in that, and I don't even see anything coming up. Of course, we haven't had rain. We get rain tonight starting about 2 a.m. and it's going to rain for about 8 or 9 hours, and man, what a difference that'll make. I look for, if we can get an inch in that time frame, about 8-9 hours, get a steady drizzle, no sun to evaporate any of it because it's 2 in the morning start. I think these beans will double in size in about a week. So but anyways, yeah, I could see coming in here, and that may be in the next video. I don't know. We'll talk about, you know, hitting it twice. I don't like spray beans twice. Yeah, they're Roundup ready, but the reality is you can't just keep hitting them hammering them with Roundup. I've seen beans not do well. Yeah, they don't completely die, but when you hit them, you know, 2-3 times with Roundup, they don't like it. They're not a fan. But in through here, I don't see any other way around it. I see some lamb's quarters there too, but yeah, this is doing pretty good. The electric company come down and notified me that they need access to that pole, which is along the railroad, because they're going to change something out, blah, 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 blah. When they're going to do it, I don't know. But they requested access along the edge of the field, and I granted that. I like electricity. I need electricity. And then, of course, that square up there that got flooded by the river, not because of tilling, and oh, no, it pulls up because you till too much. No, this is good ground. You could till it 5 ways to Sunday, and just about as many times as you wanted to, and you're going to get drainage. It's gravel. It's sandy loam gravel. It just drains. But you could also no-till it, and I've no-tilled this ground in the other field without any problems at all, and just as equal of success, about 45 to 50 bushels an acre, whether I tilled it or no-tilled it. Yes, and the difference is I didn't spend the money when I no-tilled. I just went through, sprayed, drug a no-till planter through with the fertilizer in it, and then went through about 3-4 weeks later and sprayed again. I was done. I ran the combine in the fall. Boring. But anyways, that square up there, I've left that grassy. I haven't put anything in there because I figure they're going to need to get in those woods to trim trees and this and that and the other thing, and that's fine. So I left them. It's going to become, I mean, things, I guess, happen for a reason. Sometimes they're good reasons and sometimes they're bad, but this was a good one. And I'll just tell them, you guys can use that for a little landing pad. I'll take orange cones and kind of say, hey, look, this is the line. Don't go past that. But it gives them, you know, a quarter acre to land, and they can run right along that field there. And that's cool. You know, I don't mind doing that every 10 years. It's not going to be a normal activity, I can tell you that. The one guy kind of piped up and said, well, if you don't let us, then, or you don't let them, what they'll say is that you know, that's access to their property. I says, well, I can say I got 5 acres for sale on the moon. It doesn't make it true. There's nothing, and I want to repeat, nothing in the deed that says anybody has access to this property without given permission. And then I kind of looked at the guy. So I'll tie up 15 years in court. So don't come down here flexing your muscles, because I got them to flex back. But anyways, I did grant them, you know, access to that outer edge there. And I guess they're going to trim the overhangs. That's fine. So that's that's where we're at, July 11th. These beans have probably been in the ground since June. I planted them later than I wanted to. That's the truth. We just got really wet, you know, mid-May to the end of May, and I wasn't able to plant. That's just the bottom line. So there you go. I'll probably do another one, and maybe in like a month we should be nice and flowered, probably got little pods or whatever going, maybe R3, R4. Don't know, we'll see. That's what it's for. Check you out on the flip side. Maybe next video we'll take care of these weeds.